Hi everyone, DJ here. Welcome to Best of the Worst Shellcat Builds in LEGO Worlds Part 12. Over the last part of Best of the Worst Shellcat Builds in LEGO Worlds, we have shown was the horse jump, the bandits hideout, the dino cage, and the communication tower. If y'all didn't see those Shellcat builds, make go check that part out before this one. But today we have some more Shellcat builds because this has been about 2 weeks after pretty much the same patch a day and pretty much something else. We have is more Shellcat builds. And pretty much is the first one and the last one have never been shown before. So these are going to be very interesting. And pretty much the second one and the third one have been shown before. Which I can't believe that I actually shown the third one because it's mostly from the Christmas world known as Selena's Christmas world. So which is pretty much great. So I'll wait no time as always. Let's get right into this. And also, before we do start as well, because I've already done this every single time, if y'all haven't checked out the poll for pretty much today, make go check that poll out while y'all watching the video. And pretty much the poll today, by the way, which is our first ever anime poll, which is, who is your favorite My Hero Academia character in this list? So pretty much the character we have with Deku, Tenya, Momo, and Ochako. And I've seen 2 people pick Deku, which... yes, I know everyone really loved Deku, by the way. I really love Deku himself, by the way, because he's been like one of the most characters I love and pretty much in the show, by the way. And he's also a protagonist too, by the way, so which is great. But we wanted to see some more polls of that, by the way, because I want to know who else is being y'all favorite than Deku. Tenya, Momo, or Chaco. So go ahead and pick those polls out while y'all watching the video. But let's go ahead and pretty much show the first Shellcat build for coming back to Best of the Worst Shellcat builds in LEGO Worlds. It's really one of the Shellcat builds that y'all haven't seen since Wicked Wasteland. And that is the Mission Headquarters. Where I gotta go to it, by the way. Pretty much is all the way down to the bottom. So Mission Headquarters is pretty much right here. Now, if anyone hasn't seen this Shellcat build, by the way, I pretty much have seen it before because I've seen it like a lot of times in Wicked Wasteland. It pretty much belonged to Professor Christine, if I remember her name. Professor Christine. Hold on. I have no idea if she's on here, but I know Professor Christine is pretty much one of the characters that have this Shellcat build, but I'm not entirely sure where she is, by the way. I have no idea if she's on here. Okay, she might be. I just do not know where she is, by the way. But it pretty much is the character is pretty much with the long hair with the goggles and stuff, by the way. And pretty much this is her Shellcat build. So this is the first time ever showing it to y'all, by the way. So it's pretty much like a little nice like headquarters with like 2 computers with a world globe, a bunch of junk box. I didn't even know it was called a junk box. Or you could pretty much call it like the records and a bunch of newspaper about lady that we have been seeing like a dozen times. Known as the was it Monsters Rock? Yeah, Monsters Rock, come to town, catch a zombie with the big prize, and nice out. So these are not new. These have been like seen before a lot of times. With the pretty much a large potted plant. And I think there are also something else too. I think there's a satellite, if I'm guessing. Yeah, there's a satellite as well. With the pretty much the satellite, or should I say broadcast dish. So it's good to see the Shellcat build pretty much again for me actually, because I know it's the first time y'all seen this, by the way. But this Shellcat build is very something, by the way. It's not the most Shellcat build to pretty much talk about, by the way. Most of all, it's pretty much just a nice, pretty much just like mission headquarters with a nice fancy computers and pretty much just random stuff. So which is cool. But I have no problem with this Shellcat build. I don't think this Shellcat build is really like pretty much like the one I can say bad about it, by the way. So this is pretty much a good Shellcat build. This is a really good Shellcat build. I would be in this Shellcat build too with a bunch of fancy computers as well. So mission headquarters, I'll pretty much give you like the best. I'm not saying you're like really the best Shellcat build for like today, but I think you're just pretty much just a little bit of best. Well, probably like the medium best, by the way. So which is great. So glad to see the first time ever to show this Shellcat build from Wicked Wasteland. So which is great. Alright, the next Shellcat build, which everyone pretty much recognized before because it had been shown a little bit of time before, but it's back in 2025, and that is the Western Bank. Now, if I remember from the Western Bank, I think it was from Special Shellcat builds. I think it was, because most of all, we had like a lot of Western stuff from the Special Shellcat build, by the way. And this one is not recognized for any other world, by the way. I don't know, it's from frontless flats or frontier fortless. I'm just trying to make up the name with what the world was called, by the way, because I haven't been on that world for a while. But it's pretty much just like a regular, just like Western Bank, by the way. You pretty much got like a bunch of papers. Then you got like a little safe in here, by the way, which I haven't seen this animation for a long time. So let's go ahead and see it. I think you can peek a little bit inside the safe. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, yeah. You see that? There's a bunch of gold in there. Yeah. So I remember seeing it was a bunch of gold in there. That's pretty much cool as I remember. And I think there's also kind of like a little like a hotel like nice room as well, by the way. But here's like the front of it, by the way. That was the back of it. So it is very interesting. So if you go up here, I don't know why they have like a little upstairs right here. But if you go right here, not really a bedroom, I meant to say, but pretty much a pretty like a little office, by the way. We got like a bunch of papers, by the way, lamps, desks, pretty much everything. So it's not really that much big, but it's a good Showcat build actually. I haven't seen the Showcat build in like for a long time, by the way. So I know you guys haven't seen it for a very long time either, by the way. So you guys are pretty much in my page as well, by the way. But still, this is pretty much a very interesting Showcat build. I wouldn't say this is probably the best Showcat build. I mean, even though it's a Western Bank, which is cool, but I wouldn't say this is really the best Showcat build, by the way. Not saying it's the worst either. I just don't really talk about the Western Showcat build that much, like as usual, over like pretty much like 4 years now, by the way. So Western Bank, I'll probably give you about a little bit of best. So you're literally right in front of or should I say right beside Bishop headquarters. So which is great. Alright, the next Showcat build we are showing is pretty much one of the Showcat builds that we had in Crimson World, by the way, and I'm pretty much sure that we have shown it before, by the way. And that is the Volcano Castle. Now, if anyone doesn't remember this Showcat build is very interesting. This is where we had the Crimson Tree over here, by the way, as I remember from over Selena Crimson World. And don't think this was me, because I have never trashed a Showcat build like this before, by the way. And believe it so, this is what the Showcat build looks like, by the way. I mean, I don't know why it's teared up like this, by the way, because and most of all, look like some type of like dinosaur or monster just basically just like did all of this, by the way. Well, it didn't do that much damage. Well, yeah, it mostly did a little bit of damage, but this is a alright Showcat build. I mean, I don't really talk about most of this Showcat build before, by the way. The only thing I remember mostly about this Showcat build is that it was messed up, and we had like pretty much like in Selena's Crimson World as well, by the way. So that's all I remember from the Showcat build, by the way. But there's not really much to talk about the Volcano Castle, by the way. Like the Volcano Castle is like it's one of the most just something Showcat builds I can pretty much say, by the way. So I wouldn't say this is the best either, by the way. It's not really that much to show. All you can pretty much just see is a bunch of holes in the castle. That's pretty much it. So Volcano Castle, I'm very sorry to say this, but you're pretty much just the worst Showcat build for this list for today. So I'm very sorry. So you're the worst one for right here, by the way. And the last one we have for today is pretty much one of the Showcat builds that's from Junkyard Jungle, and that is the skate ramp. Now, if anyone doesn't remember the skate ramp, by the way, this is the first time I'm ever showing it. Excuse me. Pretty much this is literally belongs to Skater Girl, actually. And this is actually the first time ever I'm going to do this, by the way. So I'm going to use the skate ramp for the first time, by the way, in LEGO World. So let's just grab like a regular skateboard. And let's see if we can actually do like some sick tricks with it, by the way. I don't think it's probably going to happen, but I don't know if actually it's going to work, actually. Because I've never done this before. Okay, you know, we need to do a jump. Hold on. Yeah. It looks so ridiculous. But it actually is kind of fun, though. I'll tell you what, the skate ramp, as I always remember in real life, by the way, always be like cool, by the way. Like, you always see like the how should I say, I guess I can call them the skate boys that basically just like skate around and Ryan doing like some sick tricks to the skate ramp, by the way. Literally, I always like seeing that, by the way, and I remember seeing it so many times, especially in Phineas and Ferb as well. Well, actually, in Phineas and Ferb, they didn't really do that. They did it inside of the pool, by the way, which was pretty much just like crazy to me, because most of all, like the pool is pretty much small, by the way. The pool is not even that big, and like, and when they went to what was it, Jeremy's house, so that's very something. So this is one of the most very interesting Showcat builds to pretty much like show, by the way. It's not that much, it's just a skate ramp, But still, it's very cool to see that it's pretty much in best of the worst Shellcat builds, and first time ever showing Shellcat builds in LEGO Worlds of 2025. So skate ramp, you're pretty much the best one, literally the best one. I mean, who hates a skate ramp? I have never seen no one ever ever hate a people saying the skate ramp. So which is pretty much cool. So which one is y'all favorite Shellcat build in this whole entire list? It's in Mission Headquarters, the Western Bank, the Volcano Castle, or the skate ramp. Let me know in the comment down below which one y'all favorite in this whole entire list. But yeah, but what everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and end off right here. If y'all enjoyed, you already know what to do. So I will see y'all tomorrow in the next video. Bye.